And we are on the SideQuest live. I was literally stalling so I could get this tweet out on time. I am Dolly Demosky, helping guide you through the wonderful week that is video games. Joining me as usual, the one, the only, the Taylor at Taylor Bliss. Bliss.
Yo, what up?
There you go. Yeah, what up? And the one, the only, the _double_ J.
It is me.
JJ.
Back again.
How's it going, sir?
It's been a while.
Yes.
It's been a few.
It's been a while. It's been a while for several folks. It's that time of year. Plus, JJ, you've been working weeknights.
Yeah.
So,
You gotta remind him. First thing.
Yeah, just gotta remember that tomorrow I have to go to work at night again. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. But I will say this: your beard. I mentioned it last time. Your beard is coming back beautifully.
Coming in nicely. Yeah.
Yes. You've surpassed Taylor now, so it's.
Well, it helps when I've been shaving mine on a semi-regular basis.
Okay.
So
I had to shave.
he is going to continue to surpass me for quite a while.
Not unless you and I show up at his house. And yeah. Oh, good. We got a lurker. Hey, Mr. Question. How is it going? Yeah, we're going to have a fun show today. There are more E3 leaks and rumors that we're going to talk about, as well as your guys' E3 predictions. We already had our predictions, so I'm going to get your predictions, and then a little bit about what we've been playing, tagging some. We're going to start with news because that's what we usually do, and there are some kind of real interesting stories that things have been popping over the last week and a half since we recorded last. I'm gonna mention one here. Yuji Naka, our good friend Yuji Naka, creator of such hits as Balan Wonderworld, is no longer at Square Enix. One and done, as they say in sports.
Why? What happened?
I can't imagine why.
Oh boy, Balan Wonderworld or Wonderland? Wonderworld, whatever. It really is a whatever. It sold 2,100 copies the first week across all platforms in Japan.
Not just like in America.
So wild.
Could you imagine any universe where the Sonic the Hedgehog guy can make a game that only sold?
I just feel like during the Wii days, like any publisher could fart out a Wii game and it would sell 2,100 copies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's amazing to me is it's just how discerning like all consumers have become.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like that 15 years ago, like that thing would just have sold because I was like, oh yeah, we don't have any new games on the new consoles, so yeah, let's pick this up for Son Joe or whoever, you know. I don't know. It's
Let's Tap was a Wii game that Yuji Naka created.
Is it really?
Where you rest your Wii remote either on a table or on a box. They sent us a box to play on.
Yeah, they had
as a review.
They
and
had
you tap the box.
Mail away offer for a box.
And that was it. And that sold more than literally tapping on a cereal box sold more than Balan Wonderworld, which is wow.
I didn't even have a specific reference point for this, but I am very, very glad that you did because wow.
You mentioned Wii.
That pretty much exemplifies like how poor of a product that was created in Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah, think of Let's Tap as being like a step below Wii Music, even.
Yeah.
It still outsold Balsa Wonderland or whatever.
Balsam. Banal Wonderworld. Oh, jeez. So, yeah. Whew. It's so bad. I mean, that's like... You really can't.
I like that in his statement, he was like, maybe I should just retire.
You know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I mean, that's what it was. Fuck this. It's over. I can't.
I mean,
I don't know what I'm doing is really what it was. I don't know what I'm doing.
But at the same, like looking at it objectively, like there's no way that this person planned from the outset
Absolutely.
for this to create this game, right? Yeah. It's just not possible.
No, I would love. every once in a while, there's a game that comes out that is so miserable that it's like, boy, I could watch a feature length on what the fuck happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, even ignoring his pedigree and what he previously did,
Yeah.
you would just like I can't imagine any person getting published by Square Enix and then being like, yes, this is exactly what my vision of this game was.
This is
It's just not possible. There's no way.
Yeah.
Whether it was a mobile to console transition or what. I mean, that certainly seems like most likely because of the simplicity of the gameplay, because of the obtuse amount of costumes, like everything about it screams that this was originally not meant to be a game on a console for $60 or $70.
Every button is jump. Yeah.
Every button is jump. Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden you are literally playing Sonic again, and the only thing you can do is jump.
Yeah. Doesn't even have like the spin dash. It's just Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, unfortunately, I can't imagine why, but he decided to leave.
Yeah.
Let's tap out. Apparently, is where it went. Another little news bite here. As we all predicted, God of War 2 has been delayed out of 2021. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who could have ever guessed?
And it's going to be also on PS4, as well as Gran Turismo 7 will be on PS4 and PS5, and that's also been delayed out of 2021. So, darn. So things that that everybody knew was happening actually happened. I think it was interesting that they kind of casually was it the name Helmut Lang? Is that the dude at Sony? Casually mentioned that things are going really great. We're really looking to Horizon Forbidden West, which doesn't have a release date yet. We're hoping to get it out this year is really what that kind of read. But I mean, we're looking at products that we had to push next year, like God of War 2. Okay. But we're putting it on PS4. Yeah. So yeah, there's some stuff.
I think that the announcement that it was going to be co-released on PS4 came out a little while ago. I don't think that this was the announcement for that,
right,
was it?
I think they did.
This is just when people started to really care about the fact that it was also co-releasing on PS4 and truly nitpick it the way that they wanted to as gamers.
As gamers do. I mean, I'm fine with that delay. As we'll find out at E3 here, I actually do think we're going to have quite a bit of stuff to play this year. I mean, if I
name one video game, Dolly.
Pokemon's Diamond and Pearl, the only thing that actually has a real release date for 2021, the second half of the year. That's it. We'll be playing both those games. It's 2 games. I think we'll be playing. I mean, we'll have Halo, we'll have Horizon, we'll have Battlefield 6 is apparently coming this year. Call of Duty, that'll be. I'm surprised it hasn't been announced, but
I don't know if we'll have Halo.
You still don't think Halo will be out this year? Okay,
I don't know.
What was the original release for Halo?
Like already, right? Like wasn't it? So...
Yeah.
So... When's the last time they? I mean, E3 will be like the next time they show anything at this point, right? Like
maybe this year will get hurt.
If I was Microsoft, I'm never showing a trailer for Halo Infinite ever fucking again in my whole life.
You're just gonna walk into the store and
text.
Boot up.
Yeah.
You're gonna get an alert.
Just literally just leak a portion of the script of Halo Infinite and just do it in the first person of Master Chief. Never. I don't know. I just. How could you ever want to after what happened with that first footage? I don't know. Right. I mean,
you would hope that they would be at least more confident in their footage, because when you hear back on it, it definitely sounds like we just kind of needed something, and this is what we
something
had
to fill in.
Yeah. So.
I don't know, but what's the updated release date for Forbidden West?
They don't have one.
Okay.
In fact, like literally the last word is like part of Sony is saying it's on track, but they're not saying.
I remember that.
Here. And then the other part of Sony is we're doing our best to hit this year's holiday season. And so, I mean, literally anything could happen between now. I do think it'll make it out this year. I do think.
So this is a slightly
Which version of
Tangential-
the alloy are we going to get though? Right?
Well, yeah, no, this is a tangential yet related question. When do we think that we're actually going to hear about the Switch Pro? Because it's coming, right? Like we know at this point there's too many leaks where it's like it's coming this year, most like 90%.
August.
Do we think? So we think we're going to know about it by August.
I think we'll know about it by August, and then it'll go on sale and stuff. Because that's what they did with the Switch. And
Right.
I think Nintendo is selling Switch nonstop right now. With they got Zelda, they got coming up, they got Mario Golf, they've got the Game Builder Garage thing coming out next week. They got a bunch.
Yo, by the way, I'm buying Mario Golf. Like,
Yeah, me too, dude.
Oh,
no
We're gonna have a
question.
Mario Golf
Yeah,
tournament
no,
for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, and so you're getting Mario Golf, and would you wait for certain purchases if you didn't have a Switch? Would you say, well, Nintendo just announced the Switch Pro, maybe I'll wait until fall?
no, the only game that's going to be able to do that on a mass market scale is Breath of the Wild 2. And
Yeah, that's
I would hope that every single person working at Nintendo's like advertising and like PR sector also knows that. I mean, I'm gonna say that like there's no way that they don't. It's just too obvious.
It would be so fucking good because they launched the Switch proper with a Zelda game. They launched the Switch Lite with a Zelda game, and they launched the Switch.
Well, I mean,
Pro with a
they're
Zelda
gonna
game.
do
But,
what
yeah.
they do with all of their quote unquote last gen Zelda games and make it compatible with the previous generation, right? It's going to be like, hey, we're looking at the tail of Switch, except for we know based on their past history with 3DS models and new 3DS that chances are there's going to only be a handful of games that won't be compatible with original Switch hardware, right?
Yeah.
And that are just instead improved upon with new Switch hardware.
And they'll do their virtual console bullshit the same way, where it's like the 3DS can't play Super Nintendo games, but the new the new Nintendo 3DS can play.
Did they really do it that way?
Oh yeah.
You can only play virtual console Super Nintendo games on new.
Yeah, you know how it is, guys. The 3DS just doesn't have the horsepower to be able to properly emulate it. It's just that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the original DS was running Super Mario 64 and shit.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, fucking garbage shit. Anyway, the reason why I was pausing that question is because obviously, I feel like at this point the long running joke is whether or not they want to pit Horizon Zero Dawn against whatever Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And does Sony wait for Switch Pro to be announced for holiday and be like, yo, fuck it, we're pushing it to spring? I don't know. I mean, like, it could also just be the point where like they have specific the realistic reasoning is that they have specific targets. They know where they could be, and they have a certain percentage where it could get pushed, and it's just not worth declaring anything when the percentage is so high that they don't hit target.
Yeah.
And that's probably what the reality is, and they want it for holiday, and if they can't, like, realistically at this point everybody's gonna have a Switch. Sony knows that.
Yeah.
If they can hit Zero Dawn or Zero Dawn, Forbidden West for holiday, they're gonna push it for holiday. It doesn't matter if Switch is out there or not, or if Breath of the Wild 2 is out there or not. They want the holiday sales. There's enough people that are clamoring for PS5 content that they would like. Everybody that's gonna have a PS5 is. The majority of people who have PS5 are going to purchase Forbidden West, regardless of Breath of the Wild 2 comes out or not.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that Sony looks at it the same way. Anybody, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that if it does get pushed after Breath of the Wild 2 announced, they'll be like, there goes Sony again, pushing it out, can't compete. It's like, no, they had an L that they had to take, and it was probably not related to the fact that Nintendo pushed a release out. But that's not going to stop everybody from pretending like that's not the case, and I'm here for it. I'm ready to watch because I don't care. Because I'm probably just going to wait until Forbidden West comes out on PC anyway.
Yeah. And as we know, Sony is moving stuff out there. I mean, this isn't really a news note because it wasn't confirmed, but they had Uncharted 4 listed as being on PC in their
Oh yeah, that's right.
investor relations report or something like that. Yeah.
Was that an event? Oh yeah. I mean, the investor relations stuff that came out over the past couple of weeks has been just like, hey, we PC sector. I love the way that it appeared, which is like, to me, it was a bunch of people acting like, guys, Did you guys know that people on PC liked our content and just didn't have a way of playing it? This is fucking wild. We had an entire sector of people playing video games that weren't partaking, and we could just gobble up extra sales over there. Did anybody know this? And just, it's just so it's frustrating to no end. I don't know. It's so bonkers.
I really hope they put Gran Turismo 7 on PC. That franchise deserves that.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
PC. Look at GT6 on PC first.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, another game that got announced to be PS4 as well, right?
Yeah.
No, it was previously PS5.
Initially PS5.
Yeah, previously PS5 only, and now is also coming out on PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, on one hand, I get it. Like, you know, you have the Pro. It jumped the half console generation. It's got the power to reasonably, like, to not be completely outshined by PS5 to be able to play these games. And it's got a huge install base. Why do you ignore that and the sales potential there? It's a dumb business decision. The problem is, and I was reading, and I forget where I was reading this article earlier, but the good point of people shat on Microsoft because Microsoft came out day one and said, "Hey, listen, we're going to be co-developing games for both," and people were like, "Well, that fucking sucks. I want my games to look better," which is. I had a little bit of side conversation in the Discord about it, but like the reality is that all of these consoles are so heavily similar to PC devices at this point, with the amount of different tunings that they can do. I mean, you know, you think about a good port to a PC game and the amount of different things that you can do to the video settings and graphic settings of it, and now imagine it except even one step higher on the fidelity that they have control over. And that's what these developers are putting on to their consoles. They don't need, we're not taking the generation leaps that we did 10 years and 15 and 20 years ago. It's just not there anymore. And like, you know, we can talk about the SSD on the PlayStation 5 and whatever, but it's like, it's mostly load times, and I'm, you know, waiting for somebody to tweet at me, but like, it's not just load times, it's more than that. But you know, we're effectively PC games specifically made for like certain circuitry setups and stuff like that. It's not as limiting as some people are making it seem to be.
Right.
Anyway, soapbox done.
Soapbox.
Next.
I mean, really, it was a slow-ish news week as everybody's getting primed up for this coming week, literally starting tomorrow with Worldwide Developer Conference. And then it's like, as I mentioned, and JJ, you did a wonderful job of just perfect reply back to me. There is literally a big showcase, some sort of showcase happening every single day starting Monday. So Worldwide Developer Conference. You got Tuesday, you have the Playdate update, and I'm still geeked about the Playdate update. Wednesday, you have the Battlefield 6 reveal. Thursday is Game Fest, and everything starts happening after that. But even on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're still going to have a lot of reveals for games popping up and gaming news coming through. And it's just going to be, I mean, this is it. We're in it. Hey, guys, don't get any sleep. We're in it.
Yeah, I mean, everything that we're going to be, like, if you get any news before the middle or end of next week or this coming week, it's going to be because something leaked pretty much. And leaking stuff I mean, there's been a decent amount of stuff that's come out in advance.
And that's where we're getting to next is there's if you go to sidequesting.com, we actually have a list of the current E3 2021 leaks and rumors. But there's a lot of shit, and some stuff is leaking because it's just really poorly done by companies. Like Nintendo itself leaked Shin Megami Tensei 5 for November, and then so it's pretty funny. But there are quite a few leaks out there that are just, I mean, we talked about Square Enix with Final Fantasy Origin. The Take-Two leak was wild, which sounds like they actually have some pretty cool games coming up there. And even, you know, ratings, ESRB ratings tend to ruin everything because the Medium was just rated for PS5 and then some PS5 game was just rated for the Xbox. So it's there literally is stuff happening all over the place. What leaks are you like? Oddworld Soulstorm. That's what it was. Oddworld Soulstorm.
Oh yeah, that right.
For leaks for
Xbox.
PS5 or leaked for Xbox?
Yeah.
Interesting.
ESRB rated it. Yeah.
What was the Take-Two leak? I actually didn't catch that.
Is that
one.
the Marvel XCOM?
Marvel XCOM.
Oh, that was Marvel XCOM. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's the
Marvel
Cthulhu meets Saints Row, sort of the fantasy action, large open world type game, and then the Borderlands spin-off.
Gee, a Borderlands spin-off with a movie just on the horizon? Who would have
Can't imagine.
So yeah, there's
I
a lot.
will absolutely play the fuck out of a Marvel XCOM. You kidding me?
For sure. There's going to be a lot of Marvel stuff happening. Square Enix is talking the Avengers game as well as the supposed Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's not exactly how it. I mean, I don't know. Is it just? It's just. I don't know. Like, how many people are still playing the Avengers game?
I like that game, and every time they do an update, I play it. I finished the Hawkeye thing, the Future Imperfect stuff, but like, I understand also that this game is fucking dead in the water.
I own it. I've really got to start playing it.
There is the rumor that they're gonna like do the whole like revamp of it, like. But there's always that rumor when Capcom.
It's just. I mean, I've watched a decent amount of gameplay of it, or people playing it and stuff like that, whether it be story or gameplay or whatever. It's like it seems perfectly competent. It just seems.
It was a mess when it launched, but it
just also seems compared to what Marvel has made in the MCU. By comparison, is just like it's soulless. Like it doesn't have any gravity to it that like people. The reason why somebody would want to play this game, let's be honest, is because of the movies and the and what that universe has created, and they took advantage of none of it. They were like, all right, make the game, but pretend like nobody ever cared about any of the movies.
It's funny because like in a universe where you've got two really, really fucking good Spider-Man games that are out there,
right?
And they brought back the Ultimate Alliance games on the Switch, which is Ultimate Alliance 3 is a phenomenal game.
It's good.
Like just to have this be just this sort of like cookie cutter thing, like the Future Imperfect expansion, pretty good because it sort of delves into the weird like alternate universe stuff where the Future Imperfect is like one of my favorite Marvel comics like side stories, but like, because it's the one that actually it's like, oh, it's got new locations and stuff. It's just not the same 3 AIM facilities that you've been playing through every 10 missions or so. But yeah, it's just so like, it's like nobody at Marvel like worked on the game. Like nobody gave them any hints as to what to do, and they just sort of made a generic action like it's almost Borderlands. Like if they made a Borderlands 4-player game or something, it's it's weird. I mean, I still, like I said, I like it, but and it's the good Hawkeye. It's the Matt Fraction Hawkeye. You get you get Lucky the pizza dog and everything. So it's
Jason Finale. There's our boy, our Joe. Sorry, I was drinking a lot today.
You okay?
I was attacked by 18 kids under 12 with water balloons about an hour and a half ago in my backyard. So. Terrifying. Neighborhood kids all attacked me at the balloon fight.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah, the concept of something like this as a game as a service really is just further proof that like not everything needs to be a games as a service.
Totally took my breath away. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that games as a service are totally gassed. I think that games as a service that aren't trying like if you're going to do a games as a service, you have to do something new, and it has to be good.
Yeah.
You cannot try and reproduce anything that's already been done, and you can't half-ass it because this is what's going to like. You literally took a multi-billion-dollar cinematic franchise, and you could not capitalize. And it's not because games, in my opinion at least, I don't think it's because games as a service are gassed. I think it's because uninnovative games as a service are gassed. You know, you look at like what a slow burn, like what Warframe has done. Destiny 2 pivoted to games as a service and did it successfully. There's definitely room for it, and people can step into it. You just have to do something that nobody else is doing, and you have to be doing it good.
And the stuff that they're giving you is boring. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what, like literally.
Yeah,
I mean it's just boring.
I'm a big fan of the history of Marvel costumes and everything, and they're there, but like they're just still like once you get your Iron Man, you got your Iron Man, and it's like I don't really need anything else other than the MCU inspired Iron Man armor that you threw at me early on. like with the Hawkeye, like there's 20 Hawkeye costumes, but like for out the gate, they give you the Matt Fraction Hawkeye uniform for nothing, just for completing the mission. And I'm like, well, then I don't need to spend the $10 on his player card, so his battle pass, so I can earn a costume that I am never gonna fucking use or anything. And I get the mission for free, so they're not giving me any reason to keep this game as a service as anything more than this single player experience where I get to fight the Maestro, maybe.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking villains in the game, which is the biggest fucking bummer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Ignoring the magnetism of the interesting villains of Marvel is ignoring half of it.
Yeah, I absolutely love that MODOK was like the big bad, but that's really like the big boss fight in it. That's
it.
Yeah. And there's like a couple of cameo stuff, and you fight a Celestial at the end, but like
a nameless, faceless Celestial. I mean,
not even like one of the main, like what you think of as a Celestial.
Yeah.
But then that was what was cool about this Hawkeye expansion, is that it had the Maestro, which is evil future Hulk, that you get to you actually introduce a villain, something that's comic related and kind of fun and stuff. So. They tease too much, and then they're teasing, Infinity Stone stuff at the end of that game and things. But like, how many times can you milk the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, for a video game? Like, even Marvel Superheroes, the fighting game, was an Infinity Gauntlet fighting game.
Yep.
Ultimate
Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance 3 is the Infinity Gauntlet. It's you can only milk that so many times until there's no more blood from the stone. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, who knows what they'll do. But yeah, the whole schedule is live. Again, you can check it out over on SideQuest.
I feel like an XCOM game will be a better feeling Avengers game than the Avengers game, because it's the same concept. It just so happens it's going to be strategy instead of just beat 'em up. 4 players or whatever.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's the other part about it, is just that. And when you think about not even just Marvel but comic games, it's just 800 beat 'em up games, and then honestly good fighting games. There's not that many bad comic book character related fighting games, to be honest. But like beat 'em ups have been done a lot. Yeah. And they've been done for 30 years. Yeah. And it'd be really cool to see it on something else. And a strategy game are one of the not that many, there's just not that many of them.
I wonder how
RPG.
I wonder how it works. I wonder how that whole fucking thing will, an XCOM, because I feel like it'll be like heroes and like shield grunts too and stuff like that.
Well, it has to be, right? Because you can't. What are you gonna do? I'm not out here about to alt F, reload my game every single time any one of my actual Avenger characters dies, right?
The second I have
Iron Man died again.
Yeah, the second I have Moon Knight kick the bucket, I'm like, well, I fucking not. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what an XCOM Marvel game looks like, because it would be cool. A Shield game would be fucking cool.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, we've got this week to find out, so we'll be finding out. Let's get into what we've been playing before we get into the actual E3 predictions. And I'll hop in first because I think this is prudent. So I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest 11, which I really enjoy. So I'm playing on the Switch, really digging the game. It's so good. The first like 20 hours of the game, you're literally just trying to get to this castle, leave this castle, get back to the castle, leave the castle, get back to the castle, leave the castle, and then get back to the castle. So there's a lot of that going on. So it's very typical of modern Dragon Quest games in that that first part is kind of drags on before things really open up. But great combat system, real fun. I mean, they're really doing a good job of introducing like backstories and characters, which they don't really do a good job of in other Dragon Quest games. It's typically like you're the chosen hero, that's it. But there's actually some interesting things to do in here. So Dragon Quest 11, and the reason I'm playing that is I had a few flights that I had to do going back and forth to Disney World, and I want to talk about one thing I played there, which was all the fucking amazing Star Wars stuff. And thanks to JJ for kind of coaching me a little bit of what I should check out. But Rise of the Resistance, holy shit, that is worth the price of admission to.
We're talking about Disney stuff,
World.
and I should probably put the castle up.
There you go. Look at that. He's going to have it prime and ready to go. And his shirt is invisible, translucent, which is even better. Yeah. But that is. Oh my god! It's really that is an immersive ride experience. They do a great job of that kind of. Yeah.
It's like 30 minutes from start to finish.
Yeah,
which is the craziest fucking thing because it's like. It's like 3 layers. Like it's like you start off and you take a spaceship and then your spaceship gets captured, then you get arrested.
And then you're escaping and then you're getting back. There's a lot of different things you do. And it feels like the reason I wanted to bring it up, it feels like those early PSVR and VR experiences that were those short 30, 45, there was that Batman VR
the Batman,
game, which reminds
VR,
me that I would love to play something like this in a VR. You don't need I need a 40-hour Star Wars game in VR. No, give me this cool, completely full of awesome action and little events, and it's great.
They actually do. They do have
the Vader.
Story. No, and they have a Batu experience
do they really? That's right. Yeah. Okay.
So, and it's just a thing. It's just you kind of VR exploring Batu as if it were a real place,
and that's what I mean. This is the kind of stuff that.
And they did have. They recently got rid of it, but there was a VR experience that they actually had at the theme parks for Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
But I loved it. The Millennium Falcon ride, which was I think it was Smuggler's Run.
Yeah,
was
the 2 rides
cool.
at there. There's the Smuggler's Run and
then they had the was it the Star Tours, which was pretty neat. Too,
Hollywood Studios.
But anyways, that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. But let's go on to Taylor before I inundate you with more Star Wars stuff. Taylor, what have you been playing, dude?
Turn off the castle. Disney talk.
So your discussion reminded me that I need to get back to Dragon Quest 11 because I'm on the first into the castle, out of the castle phase.
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
And I don't know. I don't remember if I made it out of the castle yet or not before I stopped playing it 2 months or 3 months ago. Maybe 5 months ago. I don't remember how. It's been a while. But let's see. I think since I was on last, trying to remember. No, I did not go back to Nier yet. I was going to.
You knew exactly what I was going to say.
And what did I do instead? You guys are you know the feeling when
you're old.
You when you finish a really good book or a really good video game, and then it's just there's just melancholy after that.
Yeah.
That lasted
do to fill this void.
That lasted for 10 days.
Me and
I basically
Octopath Traveler.
I think it might have been a slightly different type of melancholy, personally. Maybe a week ago, I was like, oh, fine, I'll just install it. I loaded up Portal 2 Reloaded, fan mod of Portal 2. Cool. That got published, where they added a third type of portal, a time portal that brings you between
Oh,
the
that's right. Yeah.
the future version of this laboratory and the present version of the laboratory, and you have to solve the puzzles. It's so much harder than Portal 2. I cannot overstate it. I'm not exactly a savant, but I made it through. I made it through Portal 2 pretty easily without, and I didn't have to look up any guides. And this is so much harder.
I have a hard enough time with 3 dimensions. I don't need a 4th dimension.
And so I did that for a little bit, and then a new strategy roguelite came out in early access, and so I've been playing that for the past 4 days. So that's The Last Spell, which I think officially launched on the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Just actually at the last.
That sounds right, because I think I got an email about that.
Okay.
Yeah, it launched on June 3rd. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm sure there's going to be some comparisons to They Are Billions, which was a zombie horde game that came out like a year and a half ago. But it's a, base defense, action strategy role-playing game, and with roguelike elements where you have to protect your kind of inner sanctum, and then you're trying to cast they're trying to cast a spell, and it takes a certain amount of turns, and you have to survive until they can finish it. And you will lose a bunch of times until that happens. The pacing's a little off, but it literally just entered early access, so those things come with the territory. There's just in the ways that Hades was like so perfect. It's just, not everything is going to be that perfect. There's just some pacing, and like I said, it's still a good game, and it's literally loaded up, and I was playing it right before this started. So it's definitely good. And I don't know if I would, if you really like turn-based, tile-based strategy RPGs, you'll probably still get enough out of it. If you played games that are like, Hades was, my game, and I really like that, it might not necessarily match that caliber, and you might want to wait. But I won't make that declaration for everybody else. But so that's what I've been playing.
Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. JJ, what have you been playing, dude?
Oh, what was I? Okay, so last time I was only playing Resident Evil 8, and I was just about to beat it last time I was on, and I did beat it that night. Put that one to bed. I really fucking liked that game an awful lot. I started a new game plus on it just to play around in that world some more on the extreme difficulty, where that's some real fucking bullshit. It's like, hey, here's the Lycans right out the gate that wear the armor. Good luck. All you got is a pistol, punk. It's like, but yeah, boy, I like talking about that game because the story got, for even Resident Evil standards, got bonkers. I'm just saying a lot. And the final boss fight is some real Final Fantasy nonsense. Like,
really?
Yeah, it like literally you have like the final boss has like 3 forms, and like at one point she turns into a giant spider, and she's like flying through the air throwing fireballs at you as intense music plays. It's definitely like Final Fantasy, and you're just like, what the fuck is any of this? But that has some real bonkers twists in it that I just even for Resident Evil are silly. So if I finish that up, not as good as 7, I will say. 7 is still one of my favorites of this. I love the sort of, 7's much more horror, but like all Resident Evil games, everything starts falling apart by the time you get to like the back half of the game. So
yeah, I still have yet to finish 7. I'm about halfway through, so I've got to hop in, because I was playing it in VR. And it gets so fucking scary in VR.
It's almost too much in VR.
Yeah,
I played before 8 came out. I played through 7 again, not in VR, and I was like, "This is much more tolerable.
Okay,
it's far less scary, even then you know what's going." And it's,
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll play that in
Yeah,
non-VR.
if it's take it off of VR mode, it's really cool, but also Jesus. But yeah, I started playing Returnal.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that's a hell of a game, really. I mean, that's a. I'm not super big into like my roguelike like enjoyment is very limited. Like I really like things like Dead Cells or those 2D side scrolling style Rogue Legacy, things like that.
Yeah.
I guess Binding of Isaac. But this game's really fucking cool. It really plays into it like really well, and the way the time loop you're kind of stuck in, like, and the way the lore is sort of playing it is fucking cool. It has a real like Metroid Prime feel to it in a lot of ways.
That's what I've heard a lot of folks say. Actually, there's definitely a Metroid Prime.
Really?
Yeah. And you can even see, like, if
thing.
you look at like the maps and you're scanning stuff and learning the lore of the planet you're on and everything. But yeah, the way the roguelike stuff plays out is really cool, where you have your permanent abilities that you gain through your playthroughs, while you also have your stuff that is like, well, you lost that, so good luck. But it is a game where it's been a little unfair in the sense where video games are updated constantly these days. So if you're in the middle of a run and you have your system set for like auto update, you might get fucked.
Which let's be real, is just like real shitty.
Yeah, but like I understand, and like this game wouldn't have the same appeal if it had a save state in it like that. Like maybe if it was like Nintendo, where they have those like one-use saves where it's like I put a pin in it here, and once I access it again, it disappears, because they did that quick save stuff for some of the Mario games. Like, okay, maybe, but like, yeah, it's. And I love a good PlayStation 5 game that really makes use of the DualSense controller. Like, you can feel the rain dropping on your suit and shit. It's really cool. But highly recommend Returnal. It's definitely not. It's a game that I didn't think I would like. It would be like a game for me, but it's the new PS5 game, and you can see it's a little bit of a bullet hell at times too.
And it's a PS5 only game.
Yeah, it's a very rare existence of a PS5 only video game.
Yeah.
It's cool to see Housemarque do something like this too.
What was what did Housemarque do? What was their big game before this?
It was what the fuck was that game's title? What was that?
Super Stardust.
Yeah. And I love
Resogun. I think they had Resogun as well.
Yeah, so you can see their influence in this when you see the like enemies have, like I said, like it's like a bullet hell almost thing. Like you enter a room and all of a sudden all of these, yeah, like you see them.
You're a deceased scout right there. Yeah.
But yeah, I love Super Stardust, man. That game's fucking cool as hell. But I'm a sucker for all Super Stardust and Geometry Wars and all of those like twin stick hellscape games. But,
I'm just saying, like, you think about Super Stardust,
yeah,
and you think about like Resogun,
yeah,
and you're like, all right now.
Yeah, you can see that influence in this.
Look at that. It's crazy.
No, I know you can definitely see the influence. It's just that, like, imagine you said you took somebody who was like, all right, here are the two games that this developer has made.
Yeah.
Imagine the next game that they're going to make, and in what world is this what that product is?
Their next game, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty obvious.
I just think it's incredible that they took so much of what they knew and did something so different from that.
Yeah. So I was really like once, because like I mean, you see a lot of these little things. I found myself shooting at doors for once in a while. It's because of the sort of the Metroid feeling this has from time to time. So,
crap, I can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't think I would like it, and I really, really do like it. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm not good at these games. Games that require me to just keep grinding through them till I get like better and better at them, I'm bad at. but but I don't care. I'm enjoying myself. So yeah. And I've been playing that new Virtua Fighter that just dropped.
Oh yeah, Throwdown, whatever that is.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter 5 with the Yakuza engine, and it's like, well, this game, this is a game that's a PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
and it's just but it's a remake. So they rebuilt Virtua Fighter 5 with the Yakuza engine, and it looks beautiful. Has some nice fluid motion to it. The netcode is fucking garbage.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a Sega game, so
Yeah.
So many devs are starting to use GGPO, and it's getting to the point where anybody that's not is just going to start to not saying that they made this to be, to make it on the competitive scene, but it's going to get to that point where, like, why just like you made it with online, why didn't you just use this?
Yeah. I hadn't played Virtua Fighter in a very, very, very long time. Again, this was a PlayStation 3 game, and that's probably the last time I played Virtua Fighter is before the Slim came out on the PlayStation 3. So I started playing it, and I was like, I forgot how Virtua Fighter works as a fighting game, because like Tekken, I know how Tekken works, I know how Soul Calibur works, I know how Street Fighter works, and I know how Mortal Kombat works. I booted this up, and I was just like, "Oh, what the fuck is this game? How does Virtua Fighter 5 work?" It wasn't until I put in my fight stick that I was like, "Oh, that's right, it's an arcade game, and it can only be an arcade game. It feels like shit on a controller." Yeah, it's a fine little game, and it's free. So I just wish they made Virtua Fighter 6. I guess I don't know. It seems like.
Not as long as people like you, JJ, are sitting there buying remakes of PS3 games. Why would they make Virtua Fighter 6?
It was free on PlayStation Plus. I paid shit for it.
Still counts to their sales number, JJ.
I don't think if I like, as a fighting game enthusiast, as a person that's has a high end fight stick and 2 arcade cabinets directly behind me. I don't think I would have paid even $30 for a remaster of Virtua Fighter 5. But yeah, it's gonna go nowhere, and this is like it's just kind of sad to see like this franchise that used to be this big, like a big arcade standby, just kind of like limp along for no real reason. Just like, you didn't have to drag it out. Nobody was clamoring for it. They would have been excited if it were 6, but because it's 5, it's just like, yeah, okay, here it is. What the hell's the name of the EA dodgeball thing? Knockdown City.
Knockout.
I played
City.
that.
Knockout City.
Knockout City. I played that. That's one of those games where you sit there and you're playing it, and you're like, that's a good game. It's like Splatoon. It has a Splatoon sort of thing where it's just like, how can we like make a multiplayer like shooter without guns, and or like without like killing, basically, like I guess it's what Splatoon's heart is. But like, it feels like it has absolutely zero legs. Like, they just kind of pushed it out there, and like, this isn't going to be a competitive game. This isn't going to be a #1 game on Twitch. It doesn't have enough. It has an aesthetic, but it has no like emotion to it. I don't know.
Yeah. It has a style, but no soul.
Yeah. Like it's got some cool mechanics. I do like the idea that you can, like, if you don't have a ball, you can use your teammate as the ball. That's kind of, but like but it has to be like, you have to be working together for that, because you can't just like, your teammate has to curl into a ball, and you have to recognize the fact that they're curled into the ball for you to.
Right, and which is one of those things of like, yeah, you have to have an organized team to be able to play this, but like no sane person is going to be like, let's create a competitive team to play Knockout City.
Yeah, it's a neat little thing, but like it's going to die a death like almost instantly. I haven't even like, it's like, haven't even seen it like on the Twitch like leaderboards or anything. It's like, and it's like, it's on Game Pass, it's free effectively. I was playing it on PC, and
but the thing to keep in mind with that though is that it's not on the Twitch leaderboards because nobody paid Nobody paid anybody
Yeah. Yeah.
streaming on
exactly.
Twitch
Yeah.
to play it.
Yeah.
They made an active choice to not have an ad buy
Yeah.
for sponsored streamers, and that was the choice they made. So
Yeah, it's definitely especially when you're making a game like this, that is not the choice you can make.
no,
It's just it's just it sometimes takes a while to get into a match. So it's like, yeah, it's fun, but I'll never play it again. I've already uninstalled it. It's
yeah,
like, at least Splatoon, like, didn't really, especially the second Splatoon, didn't have a lot of staying power, but at least it created such a unique sort of like universe with some soul and style to it that like you're always interested to see what it's like.
yep.
Like when it pops back up in the news or something, or you see it, you're like, oh yeah, like I'll check out Splatoon. Splatoon 3, I'll check out Splatoon 3. Sure, why not?
Yep.
Like, I will not look at Super Dodgeball City 2 or whatever if that ever happened.
It makes me wonder. Do you guys remember Monday Night Combat
Yeah.
on XBLA?
Oh yeah.
And it makes me wonder, like, if a game like Monday Night Combat was to release, now. And whether or not it would be able to survive, or if it would just like get washed away with the amount of quality. Like the reality is that there's so many good $15 to $25 games that come out on a weekly basis that like what does or does not get washed away in the flood of weekly releases. Not everything can be the Valheims of the world where it just gets like picked up from obscurity and carried on something's back. But and it's that typical EA thing where it's just like, well, here it is. See ya. that is very EA. That's true.
So that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Excellent.
So.
Very cool.
I got my Final Fantasy VII re-downloaded so I could upload my save to the cloud. So integrate.
I'll be waiting for the PC version.
There you go. Well, E3 is right around the corner, which is great because we're going to get some E3 predictions right now. So last week, you got onto the hype train with myself, Sam, and Zach, and we made our predictions. And now we're going to get predictions from Taylor and JJ on what is coming for E3. So the way we're going to do this is you get 3 predictions you're pretty confident that we'll see something kind of, cool but confident. And then you get 1 bonkers prediction. So just go all out, whatever. Throw that Hail Mary. If Switch Pro 2 is coming, not just the Switch Pro, the second.
It's gonna be like Windows or something. It's like we skipped right past 9 and then straight to 10.
Yep. Well, there is the next Windows is going to be announced this week, I think. Or
Yes,
next
it
week,
is. Yeah.
Another thing to look at.
I didn't even think.
Really?
It's so funny. I didn't even think about it until I saw the news, like new Windows operating system coming, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's right. That's a thing, right? Like new operating systems." It's just like a concept that escaped me for a little while.
Yeah, and that'll be big because it's really the next chapter of Windows.
You guys imagine if Microsoft has their keynote. And they literally spend half of their keynote talking about the next version of Windows and what it's going to do for gaming instead
Love it. Next version
instead of talking about
will
video
be
games,
coming to Xbox.
It's gonna be like those early days where they're gonna talk about how like PC is for the gamers and just like Windows is going to make this early Microsoft press conferences before they were in the video game marketplace. Yeah, bring out the id guys to demo Doom.
Well, let's get these predictions in.
Okay.
So let's start with you, Taylor, since JJ finished off with the games we were playing. Taylor, what's your first prediction?
Oh fuck! I'm not gonna lie. I didn't prepare for this at all. So my first prediction. Let's see.
I agree off what we said, but our notes are in the other room. So.
Oh.
I'm lazy.
I should have at least looked at what everybody else already predicted.
I'm gonna be fair. I don't listen to the podcast, so
Yeah, don't worry. Neither do I. I wasn't listening to 90% of this one so far.
I was gonna say, thank God we got to the E3 prediction section so that we could actually pay it, so that Dally could pay attention again.
I'm so tired of the water balloons.
My prediction is that we are going to see we're going to see gameplay footage that we have not seen of a Zelda that's coming out on the Switch.
Okay.
And I'm not making a declaration of what version of Zelda that is, if it is a Zelda that we have never seen before or not, from other systems. But we're going to see it running for the first time on Switch.
Okay. So it could be a classic Zelda game, but
correct. It could be. It could be Wind Waker HD coming, which they have never technically announced, but everybody will literally not shut the fuck up about. It could be Twilight Princess.
I would love to see them do. They have the assets and shit to make an Oracle's remake of.
Yeah, they do.
Done it in that Link's Awakening style. Yeah, it'd be fucking cool.
Did they ever make one on 3DS?
They just brought those games.
But
they just
like a Zelda game on 3DS.
Yes.
No. Did they ever do the Oracle's age? The Age of Season.
Just the virtual console version.
Just virtual console. Yeah.
And they did connect to one another, just like the games did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
But
JJ, what's your first prediction? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, but like just both in one game would be cool.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Pokemon.
2-pack.
Yeah. I think I'll just say like a new. I don't know. Like I just call them like the Nintendo art style games where it's just like Yoshi's Woolly World and Kirby's Epic Yarn and all that kind of shit. I think we'll see another one of those. Something in that style with like the Fabric Universe kind of thing. Like,
Fabric Universe.
Fabric Universe is cool.
the Fabric video game universe.
F-Zero Fabric version. The F stands for Fabric.
Captain Falcon's Epic Yarn.
Oh yes. Sign me up.
There should be
as you're driving your vehicle, you're actually unspooling a piece of yarn all the way around the track, and your goal is to avoid getting tangled up in everybody else's yarn. Wait, that actually fucking sounds cool, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's workshop this. We might have a game idea coming up.
But I mean, like, it's been a while since there's been like a Kirby or something. That's that style of.
Was Kirby Woolly World the last one?
It was Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh, yeah. What was Kirby's one then?
Kirby, because like I guess it depends on how you like, because you had the Epic Yarn, and then you did what was the
They had like sort of a regular Kirby.
What was what's the one where you draw the rainbow one, like the one with because they did the claymation one on the Wii U.
Okay.
And I don't think there's been another one of those. There hasn't
been one on the Switch.
They just pivoted over to making that stuff Yoshi style now.
Yeah.
So I feel like Kirby's overdue for like another one of those kind of cutesy like.
We know his anniversary is this year as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's so. Maybe even an Epic Yarn 2 or an Epic Yarn on the Switch or something like that. Those super kid friendly platformers that are still like just nice and warm and.
I do wonder if Nintendo is just like, let's just bring over all our old games that a lot of people didn't buy, but
Canvas
they might
Curse.
buy now.
That's what it was called.
Canvas Curse. Rainbow Curse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Canvas Curse on the DS, and I think it was Rainbow Curse on the Wii U. I like you couldn't really do that. Like the only way that works on the Switch is if it's handheld mode only, or you're using gyro controls to like draw on the screen, which nobody likes. So.
No one likes that. No. Hey Taylor, what's your second pick?
Second pick, we're gonna see a Starfield trailer, but no extended gameplay.
Oh, okay. I like
That's my guess. That's going to get worked into the Bethesda line, but we're not going to see anything more than probably enough to keep the hype going, but not so much so that they can disappoint anybody about it.
Yeah, they're not going to pull a Cyberpunk. Huh? They're just gonna say, check out
I
how cool
don't
this
think so.
CGI looks, and then leave everybody watching. until the action comes up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. JJ, what's your second prediction?
Something Quake for the consoles.
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, because you had the Quake, you had like the Quake tournament shit on the like other stuff. So,
Who was that announcement for? I mean, like, I can't imagine that would be anything other than just like a side, like, Quake.
But that's like, it's either that or Unreal Tournament, like, coming to consoles. Those are your two, like those. We're gonna bring back one of these classic shooter, like from yesteryear. I mean, because when Bethesda did when Bethesda announced it on like the one thing where it was like, hey, we're bringing back the arena or whatever,
Champions, whatever it was called.
Quake Champions or whatever, like people were excited, but then they realized, oh, this is just like, it was like a weird, like epic, like Bethesda exclusive thing or whatever. That was not much of anything. So, but yeah, I can see something Quake for like being talked about from them, because like we just had the big Doom bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you just have Doom Eternal. Like, I would assume they're going to announce some sort of like update for Doom Eternal, like the PS5, Xbox Series X updates for Quake Eternal Game of the Year edition or whatever.
I like it. Quake Eternal.
Quake Eternal was an accident, but that's cool ass name.
I like that actually. Yeah. Quake Eternal sounds good.
And fucking bring Nine Inch Nails in for the soundtrack again.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just
Quake
bought that
movie. Yeah, there you go.
I just bought that soundtrack on vinyl, and it fucking rules.
Nice. Taylor, what's your third prediction? So you had something Zelda related, coming to Switch, which we haven't seen before, and you had the Starfield trailer.
I know. I'm trying to think of a good one. I don't know. This one. This is just boring, but Microsoft is going to spend a significant amount of time repeatedly, and this on more than one occasion during their keynote, they're going to show footage specifically related to how many different games are on Game Pass. So on no less than 2 occasions where there'll be real footage about how many games are on Game Pass. That's my prediction.
2 separate sizzle reels showing.
At least 2 separate sizzle reels that are like, here's Game Pass and how many games are on it.
Yeah, because they get to do the bullshit of like, okay, we've got all of your first party games, we got all of the Bethesda shits there now too, and
Bethesda shit, EA Play,
stuff too, and just
Here
you can play the newest.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, you could easily see like. And Madden will launch on Game Pass this year. Not going to happen because that's where they get all of their money. It's like Black Friday for EA.
And
instead it's FIFA.
Atari VCS will be launching on Xbox Game Pass.
The Atari blockchain is coming to Game Pass.
Oh, geez. And you get a free admission to the Atari Hotel. JJ, what's your third pick?
Who the fuck knows anymore?
You had Nintendo art style. You had Quake, something, and
What else?
Remember, so here's what we know. Obviously, you're going to get Ubisoft is going to be there, Devolver, Square Enix, Xbox, Nintendo, Warner Brothers.
Square Enix. Wait, is Hitman still Square Enix? Is that still?
No, it's IO Interactive.
No, it's not. It's IO Interactive. Yeah, because it was Square Enix at first, wasn't it?
But that could show up at something. It could always show up.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that James Bond game that they announced.
Right.
That crew IO is working, that they teased, and that was it. So why not something about that James Bond game from one of the platforms?
That'd be cool.
I don't know where it would go. I don't know whose platform would talk about it, because it's like I was thinking like Square Enix, because Hitman 1 was published by Square Enix, but you're right, it is just Hitman 3 was self-published.
I mean, there's Microsoft. Just throw it at the Microsoft. I have a feeling Microsoft is like the catch-all conference for a lot of these
Yeah.
A lot of these folks.
Yeah, we'll
That's
see
good,
that.
that's good.
I think we'll see that James Bond game that they're working on. I can't wait to see what that is because that's a brilliant. The way Hitman plays is perfect for James Bond. So
Yes.
except Hitman games don't typically have driving sequences, and you kind of need a driving sequence in a James Bond game once or twice. So
They might have one in there. There you go.
yeah.
Add that new controller method too. Taylor, your Hail Mary crazy.
The Hail Mary. I'm gonna throw out two just because I like to
nice. Okay.
cast a wide net. One, Sony decides that they actually do want to attend E3, and they actually will throw on a keynote in the middle of E3. That one's mostly a joke. The other Hail Mary is that Microsoft somehow secures a deal, and they showcase during their conference as many previously Sony specific IPs as possible to be released on Game Pass.
That's brilliant.
I have to. I'm still kind of surprised that Street Fighter V never found its way to the Xbox. Because the original one was made up to be Sony funded that and everything, but that's sort of why Street Fighter V had all those other iterations, and it came out on PC. And why not put Street Fighter V on Game Pass? God damn it! Everything else
really
is.
could. So Sony released Days Gone, Horizon, Death Stranding. All those could be.
Dude, imagine it's Microsoft time. They got their keynote going. They know Sony's not there, and they're like, "Hey, guess what? At the end of this conference, we're gonna have Final Fantasy VII Remake on Game Pass today."
What,
I think it'd be great.
And it's not. I mean, let's be honest. That's not that far removed from the.
It's not crazy. Reality. I mean, I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to Game Pass. God's honest truth. It's just
be that scenario.
I just think it'd be fucking hilarious for it to happen during the middle of E3.
Yeah, as Sony is launching the PS5 version of.
Intergrade is coming. Also, you're getting it for free on Xbox. Yeah. Wow.
But you don't get Intergrade, just like the PlayStation 4
just
version.
the regular PlayStation version.
The PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Plus version of Final Fantasy VII Remake does not get the upgrade to Intergrade for free. God. But if you paid money for it on the PS4, you do get the upgrade for free. But you still have to buy the Yuffie DLC unless you buy the home console version of Intergrade, which will come with the DLC included in it.
Dude, how do you fuck it up so bad? Honestly, it's so mesmerizing. I actually kind of wish that Aaron was here for it.
Yeah.
I can see the Excel file. I'm just delete.
If I would have thought about it, I would have just brought it in the blue screen back here, just as you can see.
Well, JJ, you can bring it on the blue screen. Your Hail Mary crazy prediction.
Sony will announce Metal Gear Solid 4 coming to the PlayStation 4 or 5.
Wow.
That's my Hail Mary because it's fucking not going to happen. Metal Gear Solid 4 is only ever going to exist on the PlayStation 3, clearly.
God, I wish that game is trapped there. It really is.
It's trapped. And nobody's bothered to touch it since then. And I love.
Sony could walk away really popular if they said, "Hey, and this isn't technically during E3 because we're not a part of E3, but here's a video showing Metal Gear Solid collection, HD collection with Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5 now." Yeah.
Because the PlayStation 3 got that collection that included everything up to 4. Why not just have that where it's 1 through 4, Ground Zeroes, and
it's like the Kingdom Hearts remix thing, the 1.5
$100 fucking box set that includes everything. Remastered in some instances.
There's so many Kingdom Hearts game at this point that all consumers want is for somebody to tell them that they have all of them in one package, so that they can be sure.
And that's the thing. When it comes to the Metal Gear thing, that's going to be it because nobody's going to give a shit about any non-Kojima Metal Gear game that comes out.
For sure, totally.
I mean, they released fucking what was the Survive and nobody played it.
No one cared.
Sold like Balan
Okay.
Wonderworld.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
a great Hail Mary. I like that idea because we haven't
I
seen
mean,
any
for all
Metal
we
Gear
know,
Solid stuff.
as a
Yeah.
secondary Hail Mary, maybe Sony does say, "Hey, we bought the Silent Hill franchise," like that's always been rumored.
Sure. Yeah.
And
Oh my
here
God.
we go. Here we go. Here's the new Silent Hill game. Maybe it'll be who they have to make a Silent Hill game. Will
Dali, what was your Hail Mary? Do you remember?
if you
I
want
don't
to go
remember.
get your
Everything
list,
is written down in that other room over there. And I don't remember, but it was.
we can
I
sit
think
here.
it was like
we can sit here and vamp for a couple of minutes while you get your list.
Yeah, let me go get it. You guys
It's just
vamp.
like-
Talk
'cause
about
I wanna
Metal Gear
know.
Solid.
I want to, yeah, Metal Gear Solid. Let's just talk ad nauseum about. So the Lale Lule Low was just a way to hide the Patriots' name, and so if you were mentally brainwashed to not remember who so you couldn't say the word the Patriots, even though you meant to say Patriots. That was
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. The only Metal Gear Solid game that I ever fully completed was Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid Metal Gear Revengeance, and that's
Vengeance,
it.
baby, hell yeah,
Dude, that shit is so good. That's the best Metal Gear game.
I just re-downloaded Revengeance on my PC, and I've been playing it, and that game is
It's really good.
it's real fucking good.
Oh, you're gonna fucking love these.
All right,
Oh,
ready?
can't wait. That's why I made you go.
I
get
had
that.
I had Switch Pro, so that was kind of an
Okay.
easy Hail Mary toss.
That was your Hail Mary?
Metal Gear. Yeah, there you go. Zach had Bayonetta 3 will actually not be completed by Platinum, and maybe it'll be a different company now finishing the development of.
Are these all Hail Marys?
These are our Hail Mary ones, yeah. And then
Okay.
Sam said Kojima is making a Nintendo game. So I think that one was just fucking brilliant.
I wonder, like, would Kojima?
I could see a Kojima
It's
game.
like a classic retro-ish game.
But,
you know,
like,
and he's like,
but
it's not
that's
going to be
the
like
thing.
Death Stranding, but it'll be something kind of old school, Boktai, whatever
like,
that game was.
Yeah, but like that's just so not Kojima's style. Like he doesn't want to be limited in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
and to,
I see
and
it.
And to choose, I'm going to make a Nintendo game that is going to put so many fucking restrictions on me.
Kojima's not going to make a Nintendo game. Kojima is going to make a game that happens to make its way to Nintendo platforms. Like if a Kojima game comes out on a Nintendo system, that's the way it's going to work.
I think I tweeted it like yesterday. Like, just put fucking the HD collection on the Switch already. Like, it exists.
Simple.
It's very simple. I would be happy to play Metal Gear Solid 3 on the Switch. You know.
I don't see it. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, especially when you look at all the other collections that kind of were. And there's a super huge parallel between all the collections that were released on Vita and then the stuff that makes its way to Switch.
Yeah.
And the Metal Gear Solid, even if it's just HD 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, hasn't made its way to Switch yet. Like, you're just kind of like wondering when it's going to happen.
Yeah, because those Konami collections that are on there already are like really hot sellers for Konami on that platform, because like the Contra, the Castlevania, and the arcade collection.
They took notice, JJ, and they made another. they made another pachinko machine afterwards. I assure you.
I saw that. There was
Fatal Frame. What's up?
Yeah, finally, man. Oh,
there you go. There's your other Hail Mary. Fatal Frame actually coming out to a game console instead of a pachinko machine.
I would love them to put out the put on the Switch Shattered Memories.
Wii, that'd be great. I have it on my Wii, and I'm like, should I play it again or should I wait just in case? I'll wait till after E3 to.
That game did something that scared me in a way that was unintentional, just in a coincidental kind of way, because the person's house in the game when they come to see you was the exact same address I was living at the time.
Really?
So when that popped up on the thing and it had my address just on the door, I was like, "What the fuck?"
And you're waiting for someone to knock on your door.
That scared the shit out of me for a split second. Like, what the fuck did this happen?
There we go. Bring it on. Shattered Memories. Gentlemen, great predictions. Great fun Hail Marys there. I like them. We'll find out this week. We're going to be co-streaming the the Summer Game Fest event on June 10th, which is was it 2 p.m. Eastern time? So that'll be kind of fun. It's actually earlier in the day. Wow. JJ, will you be awake?
Like technically.
Technically 11 a.m. your time. Who knows? Yeah. Anyways, but that's the Game Fest, so you can see us there. Then you'll be seeing us all weekend long at the all the craziness is going to be happening, and maybe we'll get a lot of these answers, these predictions come true. Who knows? Maybe we'll get none of them come true, which is usually the case every year. Aaron didn't even fucking send any stupid replies to me. But he usually wins with his
sad
predictions. Sad. Hashtag sad. Maybe I'll get like a one-off special with Aaron this week. But yeah, thank you. You can find us all at sidequesting.com in the SideQuesting Discord. Go to the website and check out the Discord. It's a lot of fun. I'll have the link in this podcast. It's always a good group of folks in there.
Yeah.
Always
talk to me about movies. That's about the only thing I'm good at on that Discord.
There you go. Movies, wrestling stuff.
So don't worry, JJ has plenty of opinions about other things too.
Yeah.
You got comic book questions? I got answers for them.
Good. Maybe we'll set up a comic book section in that group.
Just be me talking to myself.
Yes, JJ. You can, as you can see his name there, __J. We can find you there. We can find you at Disney Compendium.
Yes. The Big Hero 6 episode comes out tomorrow on Monday,
Cool.
whenever tomorrow as of recording.
Sweet. Good. Check it out there. Taylor, we can find you at Taylor Bliss.
Yeah, right there on the screen.
Right there on the screen. You can find him again in the Discord, causing mayhem. You can find me at Dolly Demosky. You can find us at SideQuesting on YouTube, SideQuesting TV on Twitch. I get those. I think it's.
There you go.
I'm very tired. You can see my face is burnt from being out in the sun all day, so all my words are kind of smearing together. But need coffee. I saw that coffee that Taylor's drinking. I'm like, it's time for me to go for another cup. Jen,
this is good night tea, sir. Thank you.
This is good night tea. I like that. It's gonna be good evening coffee for me in about a second here. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Man, I've been drinking this Mountain Dew at night, and I'm like, boy, I'm not getting to bed just anytime soon. You're just gonna have a cup of coffee, huh? Okay, cool.
I might go out and buy a 5-hour energy drink for what the shit that I need to get done this week. Gents, thank you very much. We'll see you all on the next episode of the SideQuest during our live stream, co-stream on Thursday. With that said, take care, everybody. Adios. Bye-bye.